Why Goats Can't Ride the Bus, Absurd Ancient Laws That Still Exist. Introduction. Imagine this. You're in Yorkshire, England, and you've got your trusty goat by your side, ready to hop on the local bus to perhaps a charming tea shop or quaint market. But hold your wallets, folks. There's a 19th century law that still bans goats from public transport. Wait, what? That's right. The annals of history and hilarity show us a wild, whimsical tapestry of rules that defy logic, and yet linger stubbornly. In the times when ancient Romans scrawled early bureaucratic scribbles and medieval kings, perhaps overly fond of Cambert, declared preposterous proclamations, laws were born. Laws that live on today as peculiar relics of yesteryears that refuse to be quietly forgotten. Let's uncover these gems that make the legal system look like a Monty Python sketch. No goats on Yorkshire trains. Believe it or not, having your goat as travel companion could land you in legal trouble in Yorkshire. Centuries back, local authorities decided goats disrupted train services, likely after a capricious cloven-hooved commuter caused a kerfuffle. Expectation? This would keep public transportation goat-free and orderly. Reality? Plenty of goats and their owners are in on this running joke, amusingly baaing at train stations. As silly as banning peanut butter sniffing in an allergy-centered restaurant. And rumors are abound that a particularly rebellious goat once rode the tracks in a disguise, proving that loopholes remain. Be honest, would you really leave Billy the goat at home next time? Cheese curds can't disco after 11 in Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, preventing posthumous disco made headlines. Disco cheese curd dancing is taboo after 11 p.m. due to a seemingly nonsense tale where noise complaints came from locals claiming cheese curds partied too hard. Expectation: preserve peaceful cheese-loving nights for all. Reality: this is just proof that even dairy can be made into drama. Like telling your toddler stuffed animals need an ID for entry to the teddy bear picnic. Interestingly, the ordinance doesn't specify Gouda, leaving it the curd alternative king of the night. What's your take? Is it sneakier than midnight fondue? No whaling on Sundays, never without your armor. In a bizarre British law, whales hunted on a Sunday is illegal, as is armor wearing in Parliament. Back in the good old days, church and whaling were decidedly not New Age bedfellows, while sportsmanship was supposed in the legislative halls. Expectation: savvy sailor suits sans harpoons. Reality: urban legends of harpooned armateur men are suspicious at best. It's akin to declaring no dating Trekkies during full moon conventions. Armor is apparently fine all other days of the week. So, done your scuba suit instead in Parliament? France, say non to books wrapped dangerously. There's a decree against two people opening the same wrapped French book, especially in a delivery context. A logistics misadventure gone awry inspired what now is a holiday season myth, but actual book bans. Expectation: keeping package opening hazard-free and headache-less, literally. Reality: book opening rebels clamor at midnight rushes just to defy old tales, similar to enforcing kilt wearing before riding a bicycle. Believe it or not, despite sanctions, collapsed reeds still make daring duos gasp. Would you buck conventionalism to unwrap together? No berry picking without permission in Iceland. Forget dashing off to a field for berries in Iceland. Legislative approval is a must beforehand. Ransacked fields following berry guidelines birthed protective measures to save the berry crops for generations. Expectation: prevent field plunderers and secure agrarian resources. Reality: insider gossip about hand-picked berries and rebellious jams swirls wide. Like showcasing your hopscotch skills before lawful permits in chalk territory. Supposedly, it had been maintained via mandatory border testing jams for celebratory events. Will you risk it for a taste of the elusive berry? Tennessee, thou shalt not tape fish. Tennessee once banned using tape to catch fish. Yes, literal tape, like duct tape overseeing catfish. Fish-taped frustrations unraveled fishing principles, proving tape was no tastes like the force in preservation. Expectation: to encourage fishing with more finesse. Reality: tape fishing attempts glow lest tradition defy innovative spirit, as if banning shell collecting on windy San Francisco beaches for fear of vortexes. Despite all, tales of tape-to-tailed fish will resurface generations later. What endearing legacy would you leave with tape? Indian drummers can't serenade ducks too loudly. It's once ruled in India that drummers shall maintain decibel pain or face fines if ducks were a pondering nearby. Especially thoughtful lawmakers designated this edict given a waddle of wattled out ducks seeking quieter kinmen. Expectation: harmonious riverbanks devoid of clanging chaos. Reality: flash mobs marvel at musician antics as clowns may engage. Equally unreasonable is an artist's right to dance quietly beneath the brightest rainbow. Alas, generations spin tales of drum beats softly circle the ducklings' harmonious serenade. Do you know drummers who'd tame their soundscape to duck laws more demure? Thinking of Bigfoot love stories? Not here, Washington. Allegedly, romancing Sasquatch in Skamania County wasn't just frowned upon, it became actually law, or so said local legends. Big feet were supposedly considered species under wary protection, lest starstruck romances endangered these mystery climbers. Expectation: sabering ecological love-denying tones, conservation revived. Reality: Sasquatch appear predominantly in rave culture banquet against sincere missteps, comparatively absurd, like declaring platonic bonfires unlawful moonlight. Perhaps every day, local whispers exalt enduring, distant sightings, bringing comforting musings throughout. Perhaps your Sasquatch shadow dances await, loyally without nosy disclosures? Conclusion: a waltz down the anomalous alleys of antique rules shows humanity as both hilariously peculiar and tenaciously anchored in bygone fantasies. When hats-off chariots could sue pedestrians, today's preposterous yet acceptable charges are dynamized pockets carrying long-soaked intent, leaving behind tinted legality that strangely endures. Inevitably, as spaceships hover and AIs blossom, we still squabble over the observable warp of goats racing up the rainbow. A salute posthumously to sentiments creating intrigue as wonder prevails. That's your daily dose of trivia. Now go impress someone. Yes, these strange laws truly exist, although sometimes lost in legislative histories or romanticized by traditions. Local lore claims Yorkshire's goat-free transit, British armours discouraged in Parliament were true. Expect disco's light-only curfew in dairy states, and these quirky rules carried festive interpretations, yet remain curious historical evidence of human creativity. Let's just say, while tape and fish coliseums in Tennessee mightn't be actively enforced, culturally protective berry picking in Iceland is, indeed, respected. Keep hearts peeled for Bigfoot romancing lawful dilly. Even then, let's unravel further inspirations where goats and happiness wandered.